Hello, everyone. Today we are doing a short form class with an emphasis on stretching open the spine and the chest with back bends and also some twists. Now we'll do other poses as well and different spinal movements, but there's a main emphasis on something I've been doing a little bit less of throughout the summer, which is uh, back bend postures. Students who suffer from easily compressed or overly compressed, I should say, discs might want to be very conservative about the poses they choose. I will start with easy ones and progressively work towards deeper back bends. Nothing will be too crazy either, but I do know that some students, can struggle with simple back bends such as Cobra and bow pose, which we will do today. So practice with caution. Use a different video if you know back bends aren't your thing, but we're going to warm up really slow. We're going to use a strap. So if you need to take a moment, go grab a strap. This is just the sash for my bathrobe. I use it all the time for daily stretches. I use it in dedicated practices, but when I just feel tight and I'm around the house, I use that or the broom to open up my chest. It's good for hamstring stretches as well. So grab one of those and we will begin laying down. Lay down when you're ready. Position yourself comfortably. And take some deep breath. Go ahead and bend the left leg and lift the right leg several times, lifting and lowering with the pointing and the flexing of the foot. And continue deep breath. And when you've done a few, take the strap or just hold the calf muscle and stretch the hamstring. You can stay like this. You could have both knees bent. Otherwise, extend both legs and take full deep breathing. And release and bend in the right leg. Lift the left leg
Flex the foot and lower, and repeat. And lift the left leg. Use a strap over the foot. If you like, both legs bent, or lengthen both legs, whatever your needs are. Remember to use the breath to gauge how you should practice. And when ready, release the leg and bend both legs in. And now we're going to do some gentle bridge. Now, if it feels great for you to go deep into bridge early in practice, you can definitely do that. But otherwise, just be moderate. Lift a little bit, come down with control, lift a little bit. And do a few more. You can lift a little higher as you feel more warmed up. And when you're complete with that, let's go ahead and take a nice little twist. Legs can be together. You can even put your arm under or between the legs. And we'll do the other side. Just doing this briefly. It's more just about circulation, not getting a deep opening. And next we're going to come back to knees to chest. Give yourself a nice hug. You can roll around and massage your back into the ground. You can come on up. Come to a comfortable seat. And take your strap. And now we're going to stretch back. The wall's a little close to me, so I'm going to move a little bit. We're going to stretch back and forth. Now, I like a deep stretch in this, and my shoulders are pretty open, so I'm using my strap doubled up. It makes the strap feel more firm. But if your shoulders are tighter, you're going to want to leave your elbows more bent, not go far back too much, and use really long strap. The longer the strap, the more accessible the stretch will be, especially if you're new to this. So do it to the level that works for your body. Remember, what I'm demonstrating with my body may be not as intense as what you need, and maybe you need something much more moderate. So do what works for your body. Focus on your breath. A couple more movements. Good. And then we're going to hold the stretch. Now, again, just moderate, not as far back. If it's feeling really tight, if it's working for you, you can slowly go back, get that deep opening in the chest. Breathe. It's intense. You got to stay with the breath. Couple more rounds. Doing great. All right. And put that strap away. Remember that one, though. You don't have to do a full practice. You don't have to do one of my videos. You don't have to give me money to do that stretch on and off throughout the day. Although I do hope you give me money for this video, truth be told. Okay. Let's take hands and knees and roll out the back. I've been doing this since I was 11 years old. Not every day, but since I started teaching yoga about 20 years ago, I have pretty much done this almost every day. I would say most days. And I've done this in many of my classes, even advanced classes. It's just such a good little warm up for the spine, especially when you focus on each little part of the spine and try and be as fluid as possible. There's an opportunity to lift and strengthen the core. And I myself have been in positions where I felt like I needed more variety, or felt like certain things were monotonous. I've heard from students a lot that they like classes that have good variety. They don't like too much of the same thing or too much repetition. But the thing about repetition is not only the body, but the mind becomes more skilled at doing the activity. And we can always look to refine. We should always be using these basic tools to keep the body fit and healthy. Extremes and advanced things are nice. 100-mile bike rides are awesome. But a daily walk is very accessible and much more reasonable to try and aim to do every day. And this is like your daily walk. You're just moving the spine like a gentle walk in the park. And then add some little push-ups, hugging the arms in, keeping the core lifted a little bit, so you're using your transverse abdominals, which is like nature's weight belt, to support your back, not arching too much, just having a natural lumbar curve. And then when you're warmed up from that, we're going to push back and take a nice downward dog. Your hamstrings should feel good from that opening stretch, but if they still feel tight, a little bend in the knees. Knees bending to get the low back to lift is good too, and lift out the shoulders, and eventually you can lengthen it all. And let's go ahead and walk or lightly hop to the top of the mat and come into a half lift position and a full fold. Feet parallel, chair pose, standing pose. And one more time, double check that the feet are parallel, chair pose. And then transition back to downward dog. Hips high, pushing forward through the hands. Breathe deep, relax the neck. And knees down. Reach the arms forward and soften the head down, letting the chest stretch as you breathe. This is the puppy pose. You can have the arms straight, or you can soften the forearms down, your choice. And then we're going to walk the hands back to hands and knees and press the ribs side to side. Getting good circulation going in the torso. Next is a plank position, raised push-up with firm legs. And then knees down, lower all the way. And we're going to do some rounds of an easy Cobra. You lift just a little bit and lower. Continue. And switch to a locust position, a basic locust doing repetitions. And when you're ready, use the core and lift. Push into the legs. Downward dog. And then child's pose. Let's switch to a sitting or kneeling position and then take a big step up with the right foot. Have the knee above the ankle, aim to lift the chest. See how my back's a little bit rounded? Using more fingertips, we'll get more of a long spine. Holding the thigh will help, although it might intensify. Holding the thigh and lifting will intensify even more. Now, if you don't need a lot of warming up to do a little bit more of an intense pose, you can bring the arms back and square the hips. We haven't warmed up a ton yet. Normally we do this about 40 minutes into practice. So this is just an option. You can stay with the previous options that suits you. Avoid the tendency to always do the hardest thing unless you know it's going to work out well for you. Breathe. And let's go ahead and switch to the other leg. Left foot up, knee above the ankle. Work on lifting the chest. Like lift a bit, and arms back, shoulders back. And release. Take the elbows down, move the legs way back, and drop the hips shoulder level. Take elbow plank. And then a Sphinx position. And if you like, lengthen the arms. And notice the shoulders may tend to bunch up. Try and kind of keep them down, almost like actively looping them back. Make sure that's not engaging the back muscles too much. I mentioned not compressing excessively in the spine. The truth is all spinal movements compress the discs a little bit. Compression with the right dosage is very good for the body. Too much compression, just like too much of anything, even too much water, too much food, is not good for you. Yet all these things are essential. And come on down. Use the core and lift. Let's come back to a plank and hold the plank. Really lift out of the shoulders. See how flat or almost rounded my back is? That's going to neutralize the spine, decompress the disc, make your core stronger. So you'll just naturally have more support for your spine in your day-to-day. The key to maximizing that is firming the legs. Now, pressing back through the heels will stretch your Achilles and calf a bit while making your legs stronger and your lower abdomen and transverse abdominis stronger. And then we're going to come back down and take a Cobra, a little bit of a bend in the elbows, shoulders back. And then come back down. And if you felt a little tight in your Cobra, try the hands a little higher and wider. And we're going to lift and hold again. Deep breath. I want you to feel open in the chest. Breathe deep into that space. Very good. And come back down. Now, you can lift in neutral if you'd like, or place the hands to the low ribs and lift to an upward dog pose. Where you lift the thighs and open up in the chest. If the sternum's not really lifting, you don't want to lift the chin too much. Use the core, transition to a downward dog pose, and wag the dog a bit. And come back to a plank. If you need rest, take rest. Otherwise, we're here and lowering down. Take a thigh stretch on the right leg. Press the front of the hips down. And switch. And after you've stretched both sides of the thighs, we're going to do a couple rounds of bow. Now, if bow doesn't suit you, do Sphinx with bent knees or locust with bent knees. And no, we're going to do it more than once. So the first time, maybe you're doing it very light. Inhale, lift. If it feels good to go deep, go ahead. But no, we'll do it again. So maybe this is just your partial bow. And come down and stretch the thighs. Tuck the tailbone. This is called the full frog. We did the half frog. Now we're doing the full pose. And then we're going to bring the hands back to the ankles, hug the knees in, and bow. And come down. Relax the legs. Turn the head to the right. And come back to center. You know what? I'm thinking we can do a third round. Of course, you can skip it, do anything else if you'd like. Otherwise, set up for the bow. One more time. Third time is the charm. Deep breath. And come on down. Take the head to the other side. Let yourself rest. Lift the hands and knees. And let's slowly reposition ourselves to do a seated twist. So we're going to have the right leg bent and the left leg extended. Lift the arms and take a nice twist to the right. Twists are really nice after the back bends. Open up the shoulders, breathe. Out. Let's go ahead and gradually make our way to the other side. We're going to lift through the arms and take a nice twist to the left. Shoulders opening. Deep breath. When you're done with that, let's go ahead and set up to lower onto the back. Release onto the back, take knees to chest. And open the arms, take the legs to the left. And let's do the other side. And when you're done, let's go ahead and release. And take a nice relaxation pose. I'm just going to relax for a couple of minutes. You can do a longer one as well. Otherwise, just relax here, soften the breath, and just let everything flow. Effortless breath and healing circulation that we've accumulated through rhythmic practice and sustained spinal extension. Let's go ahead and deepen the breath. Come back to the body. And we'll do one clearing breath and one om to conclude. Breathe in. Open mouth, exhale. And inhale for om. Om. Namaste. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Daily reminder to enjoy hydrating beverages. If you enjoy caffeinated beverages and alcohol, then just know that I do it too. But enjoy those things in moderation. Emphasize water, diluted juice, perhaps with a little salt, herbal teas that aren't astringent. These things will hydrate you. Caffeinated beverages, even teas, sugary drinks without electrolytes, alcohol, especially coffee. These things will deplete your body of hydration, so emphasize the good stuff. Also, fruits and vegetables are rich in water as well as vitamins and minerals. So best wishes to stay healthy. I'll lead by example. Thank you again. There's a donation center in the description below, so please send my family and I something to eat or some cash we can exchange for food. Really helps a lot. It keeps this channel going. So thank you again. Leave comments about other videos you wanted to see. I've been wanting to do a back bend video for a while, and it's nice to get around to it today. I'll do a more extensive one where we get into Campbell and wheel as well. But today I wanted just to do a basic that was also not too long for everyone. So best wishes. I will see you soon. Until next time. Ciao.